If you can understand the information in this video, I promise it will change the way you see the world forever. Hey, I'm John and this is Big Dharma, and I try to make spiritual concepts simple, practical, and inspiring for you to use. I want to talk about a badass scientist. His name is Donald Hoffman. This guy got his PhD in computational psychology from MIT in 1983, and he's made a career out of studying perception. So he's studying perception in different animals, and he's noticing something very strange. Sometimes distortion or false perceptions are creating an advantage. Sometimes they perceive something that isn't there, but it's actually a benefit to them. When you think about it, this actually kind of makes sense. So I'll give you an example. Imagine there's a very venomous spider, and if I get bit by that spider, I'm dead. Now, it would actually be a benefit for me to perceive it 10 times larger than it actually is, so that I'm more afraid and won't get bit by the spider. That's an example of how perceiving an illusion, basically, can actually be an advantage for our survival. Being a living being is kind of hard, as you might have noticed. We're always fighting entropy, so we always have to conserve energy. Nature is always trying to find ways, trying to find shortcuts that it can use to reduce the amount of energy that we spend. And one thing that's very clear is that information processing, which is what perception is, costs energy. Now, you might have noticed when your Wi-Fi signal or your cell signal gets really weak, what happens to the video quality? It goes down. That's because the signal doesn't have enough energy to process the information. So it reduces the signal quality because it has less energy. You've seen these in your own life. There's, okay, let me know, or what are you doing? Or, hey, are you awake? I want to come over. So each of those is easier in terms of information processing. So we do that instead because it takes less energy. Now, out in the wild, things are very competitive. And if your nervous system is consuming too much energy, you starve to death while the beings that had the shorthand survived. So Donald went to his desk with the thought, what are the odds that human beings actually perceive the universe the way that it is? And he came out with a very clear number. The odds are exactly 0 that we perceive the world the way it really is. The reality that we perceive is a complete mirage. Whatever it isn't what we see. Now, the plot thickens here because this is something that mystics and poets have been saying for centuries. The Buddha said, whatever you think something is, it is not that. And Edgar Allan Poe said, all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. Basically, nothing that we see is the way it is. And things get even worse.